Right now, I just need you to get real loose. Get comfortable. Grab your loved ones, or grab your love partner. And if you're by yourself, no worries. Just follow after me. Gonna do the two-step and cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with me. Do the pull down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip.
What's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing? Welcome to another edition of What the Hell Longhorn. Is yours truly, Longhorn the Comedian. Glasses and all. Yes, sir. I'm going to take them off. Glad to see everybody here tonight. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I was sitting here in my office enjoying some jams, getting down, whatever you want to call it. I was rocking out. But what I was playing was, just, I guess everybody still kind of hung up on R. Kelly. I ain't got nothing against his music. Hey, man did what he did, okay? So I wouldn't send my daughter over to his house, but, I still like some of his music. I was listening to Love Letter, which I thought was awesome. That was a good piece of music, man. Just got, make you want to dance a little bit, that kind of thing. But otherwise, I hope everybody's doing great. I hope you're doing wonderful. I hope you had a great week. Despite everything that's going on, the upside is that we're still here. We're still breathing. We're still kicking it. We still, everything, all those things are wonderful if you really stop thinking about it. So I'm good. Family's good. Everybody's good. So you know what? I think I'm going to change one thing because I noticed that I'm going to bring my resolution down just a little bit. Maybe that'll help out a little bit. But I don't know if there's so many people on the internet these days or what's going on that's causing things to, I don't know, there's a delay to it. But I appreciate y'all coming and checking me out, hanging out with Longhorn on What the Hell Longhorn. Like I say, I've had a good week, been a busy week, got a lot done, day job, my own personal stuff. Man, if you don't know, you should get on LinkedIn. If you're just looking to learn something new, there's a lot of good stuff on LinkedIn. It's free. You can get on and I've learned all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I think I enrolled in a basket weaving course, but hey, that's what it is. One of our favorite guests is had something special happen to them. So I want to what in the world? My comments are not coming up. Okay. So anyway, so I'm gonna have to look for them on the screen over here. One of our favorite viewers is a Pawpaw again. Congratulations, Dave, second grandson, Waylon, beautiful baby boy. I'm like an uncle, so yeah, good job. Other than that, man, everybody get the stimulus check. Yeah, I mean, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. If it come, it come. If it don't, it don't. It is what it is. So look over here in my magic mirror and see who I see in my magic mirror. I see Nanette. I see Randy. I see Latasha. Yes, I do. Appreciate y'all dropping in. Let me look up here in this other mirror, see if they'll let me see who's up there too. Hold on, because I know the volume's going to kick in. Let me pause that. And then who else is there? Who's all watching now? Yeah. And there's some people, they watching me, but they cloak their identities. So I can't say hey to them, but so y'all got y'all stimulus checks. I ain't got my stimulus check. Do I think I'm going to get a stimulus check? Chances are I probably won't, but life's going to go on. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. I went to Home Depot today. Well, and some of y'all know I hung out at Home Depot probably a little bit too much because I'm always doing something. Today we built a 8-foot by 8-foot raised garden bed. Yeah, that was some work. Yes, it was. It was more work than what I thought it was going to be, but it was fun. Matter of fact, if you check out my Facebook page, you'll see some pictures of it on there. And what's going to happen there is it's going to feed the family and friends and, for years to come. So, hey, it was wonderful to be able to do that. Let's see what else happened this week. Oh, the aliens did not come back this week. They didn't take over the United States. So we're good again. Wonderful, wonderful. Other than that, man, we just living and learning under our new norm. This y'all know I try not to say that C word, so I'll just call it the pandemic. We'll just call it that. So I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. I think Grandpa Dave is probably hanging out with his new grandson, so that's where he's at. I'm reading the comments over here on the screen over here on the left. So anyway, like I say, this week, notice a lot of crazy things going on. in the world, as we have all been paying attention to, some things going on that we just don't understand. And I had to ask the question. I was on a show last night, another show that I'm a special co-host of called the comics couch. I'm sorry, bad. Had to get that out with Will C and Typhoon Panda, which is really pretty cool show. But we was talking last night, and they asked me what would I like to say to the world, and my thought came. Two things that came to my brain was one, they say each one teach one. So how about each one love one? That makes sense. I thought it makes sense. And then the second thing I left them with is, man, why can't we just use a little common sense? Is common sense gone? Is that something that we don't use anymore? Is that something that we don't have around anymore? Common sense? Is it not taught anymore? So that's what it got me to thinking. Maybe that's what I'll talk about tonight. So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight is common sense. And quite frankly, Webster defines common sense as sound practical judgment that is independent of specialized knowledge, training, or the like. Normal native intelligence. That's common sense. Common sense is something that we used to teach at home, and it's something that you learn along the way. Social, I can't think of the word, but you kind of pay attention, and if you see people doing things this way, then that's probably the way that it should be done. If you go to a dinner party and you see everybody eating a salad with the fork on the left, then you probably want to eat your salad with the fork on the left. It's called, common sense. Well, then there's also book sense. Book sense or book smarts. A lot of people out there have book sense and book smarts, and they got all these identifiers behind. They got all these alphabets behind their name. But does that mean that they have common sense or street sense? Does it? So book smart is being able to succeed scholastically. That's a big word. And not necessarily in the real world. Case in point. You can take a doctor of anthropology or whatever big word you want to use and put him down on over in North County, or city on Wabra, and he won't know what to do. And then there's street sense and street smarts. Some of us have that. Some of us don't. Depends on where you was raised, how you was raised, and who you was raised around. I know some, I call them, I know some white people, or pink toes, as I like to call them, because, white people ain't really white. They're multicolored. But I know some Caucasian people who have more street sense than some black people. I know Hispanics who have more street sense than some black people, and so on and so forth. You can pick up and mix around those combinations, but street sense or street smarts is defined as one writer puts it, there's no doubt in my mind street smart kicks book smarts ass. I agree. To be street smart means you have situational awareness. You can assess the environment you are in, who is in it, and what the available angles are. Being on the street or in the trenches or whatever low to the ground metaphor you prefer requires you to learn to trust your own judgment about people and what matters. This skill, regardless of where it's developed, is a great value everywhere in life, regardless of how far from the streets you are. Now, in the military, they teach you situational awareness. Yeah, know your situation, know your surroundings, know where you're at, know what you're doing. But this is taught on the street. This is taught every day. But let me go further. Most important, perhaps, being street smart comes from experience. Yes, it does. It means you've learned how to take what has happened to you, good or bad, think about it, and learn to improve from it. The prime distinction between street smart and book smarts is who is at the center of the knowledge. Now, there's a lot of you that are watching this that do have situational awareness, do have some street knowledge, and don't even realize it. But let's go back to the beginning of what I started talking about. You got book smarts, street smarts, common smarts. Book sense, common sense, street sense. Without a combination of these three, you got a problem. You need at least two of them, or you're going to have some problems. It's just that simple. You can be book smart as hell. You can be smart as hell, but be dumb as a box of rocks. Of course, there's other senses that you need, and I guess, you can call them what you will. I'm not a relationship specialist, so I won't, but, you need some type of awareness or senses of what's going on in relationships. But let's go back to what I initially started talking about. Common sense. Where is it and why are we not using it? It seems that instead of us using our own brains and figuring out what's right for us or what's wrong for us, we're busy listening to other people and allowing them to make those decisions for us instead of us taking the time to think about what is being said, what we are saying, what we are hearing, and how we're going to react. The lack of common sense is the lack thereof. It's common sense for you not to step off the curb in front of a moving pickup truck. It's common sense for you not to eat poison or drink poison. You would think. And that's why I'm going to stop right there, which reminds me, why do we need all these damn warnings on you can't take the tag off the pillow because you could suffocate yourself with the pillow. Don't put, the plastic bag over your head. Common sense. Excuse me. Allergies. No coronavirus, allergies. Common sense would tell you don't put the plastic bag over your head. But we lack common sense. Why? I know my learning of common sense came from my parents, and then life taught me even more. And then growing up in different environments, I learned street sense. And yes, I do have a certain amount of book sense. I'm the first boy in my family to graduate from 8th grade. So yeah, what's happening? I'm that, it's what's up. But, and I say this because of the situation that we're in right now. I don't condone, condemn, judge anybody. Do what you do. Do what you feel like is right for you. But won't you use some common sense about it? Like, for instance, down in these states are opening back up. I read something today that said in Atlanta alone, since they reopened the state, in Georgia alone, since they reopened the state, they have 1,000 new coronavirus cases. I use that C word. 1,000. Common sense would tell you that you really don't need a haircut that bad. Common sense would tell you really don't need your nails done that bad. Common sense would tell you that maybe you should stay at home and watch a movie at home. Street smarts would tell you the same thing. Man, why would you go out there and this ain't right? And then book sense should kick in also. Yeah. But what are we doing? We're listening to those who do have the book sense, but they have no common sense. They have no situation awareness. They're not out here day to day like me and you, trying to get back and forth to work and feed our families. No. They're in a whole different realm, which I do understand that. They sit high and look low. But just because they do that don't mean that you shouldn't use some common sense. That don't mean you should not try to pass on some common sense to the next person. That doesn't mean that you should not take the time to actually think about the situation. I was out shopping yesterday, and I noticed that a lot of people, I'm in the grocery store. Well, you got to go to the grocery store. In the smartest way, if you're in a household of more than one person, pick one person. That's the person that goes to the store. That's the person, then that way, you're able to keep up with, who's moving around, who's coming back and forth. But I'm in the store, and I'm wearing my mask and my gloves. And I know some people say, oh man, the gloves don't do you any good. This, that, and the third. Okay, I get that. I disinfect I don't have a multitude of gloves. I have 3 sets of gloves that I wear. And when before I take them off, I disinfect them before I take them off. Then that way I'm not cross-contaminating. I disinfect them, I take them off, I throw them over on the other side of the truck on the floor, and I leave them there. Then I'm able to touch my phone and drive. And then if I go to another spot, then I put on a new pair of gloves. I don't bring the gloves in the house, and I have, of course, have my face mask on, and it's washable. But I noticed yesterday while we was out and about, while I was out and about, there was a lot of people without face masks and gloves on. So I asked the question, why? And people, man, you don't have to wear gloves. You shouldn't wear, you don't have to wear the mask unless you are contagious. There's a whole lot of different reasons why people you say you should do this or why you should do that, but you should use some common sense and do what you feel like is right for you. If you don't feel like you need to wear a mask, go ahead with your super self. Maybe, go ahead. If you don't feel like you need to wear gloves, fine. If you don't need to use hand sanitizer, great. If you wash your hands 30 times a day, wonderful. Whatever it is, but you have to use some common sense about your situation. What if you have respiratory issues? Then maybe you may want to protect yourself. Just because, no, I can't use that reference. That's a naughty reference. But we don't go around, I can say it like this. We don't go around having unprotected sex with people we don't know, do we? Oh, I guess we do. That's why we have so many children in the world. I can't talk. I'm a daddy. I know I got grandkids. But still, we got to use some common sense. My common sense tells me that I want to live. I want to see as many days as I can. So therefore, I'm going to be safe and I'm going to be smart. And the reason why I'm even talking about this is because I want you to be safe and I want you to be smart and I want you to think about what you're doing before you do it. I want you to think about where you're going. You don't know the people around you. You don't know what they're doing or where they've been or, you don't. They may be coronavirus. I said that word again. They may be victim number 237,304. And the whole thing is to pass it on to as many people as they can. And then see, this takes me back to the 80s and 90s when AIDS came out. I was listening to a radio conversation. And this woman came on. She was from Dallas. Her name was CJ. I'll never forget it. And she's actually told people that she had AIDS. And she got it from a man who didn't tell her that she had it. And so her goal was to give it to every man that she could. She wanted to give it to every man that she could simply because nobody, and not tell them that they had it simply because somebody gave it to her. True story. She said she was going around sleeping with 4 and 5 men a day. Sometimes on Sunday, she'd sleep with, a couple of extra, and she wouldn't tell them. Yes, there are people out there like that. We need to use some common sense, people. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to, not just yourselves, think about those who you love that you are in contact with. Now, if this thing's a whole big old hoax just to sell more toilet tissue and hand sanitizer and Lysol, hey, man, you got us. Y'all got us good. Yes, you did. Cool. Okay, fine. Ha. Congratulations, you got us. But let's just say it's real. Then what? Use some common sense. Use some street sense. Use some situational awareness. Book smarts is going to help you. Helps me. I was a combat medic. Specialty was nuclear biological chemical. Learned a lot. And so I don't go bragging about it or saying, well, this is what you got to do. This is what you should do. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you. But right in this particular forum, it's not my job to tell you what you should and should not do. What I can do is suggest that you utilize your common sense. So let's take a look over here, see what we got popping over here. Because for some odd reason, my comments are not coming up on my screen over here. And so I'm going to look over here. Let's see. Randy is a truck driver. Y'all know Randy, and he's also a veteran. He's on the show every week. He said that most places that he goes to pick up will not load you if you're not wearing a face mask. I get that. See, common sense. If you're not wearing a face mask, they're not even messing with you. Boom. Cool. Makes sense to me. Let's see. Who else do I see over here? I can't see any other comments over there. So y'all, I apologize. Like I say, the software, I'm actually paying for the software so I can come and be live with y'all. And I'm supposed to be able to see my comments over here in the corner. I'm not able to see them, so I apologize. There was one other thing I wanted to talk to y'all about today. and I can't remember what it was. So guess what? I guess we're gonna have a short. What the hell, Longhorn? If y'all notice, I'm using my green screen a little bit more. Set up my background so that I can put my logos up on the screen and everything. So I will say this as I get ready to part ways with y'all. But before I do, I'm going to say hey to let's see, I got Sean, Chris, Mike. Thanks for checking me out. I've been waiting to get on your show. You know what I'm talking about. Jordan Brady. Oh my God, I am feeling infamous at this moment. Jordan Brady. If y'all don't know, you should Google him. He is the producer of a couple of documentaries for comedians of comedians. So thank you very much, sir. I'm very flattered. Hey, Annette, Terry, Pete, I see you there, bro. Latasha, I see you. Randy, of course, I appreciate y'all. So I think everybody that does take the time to follow my show, that keeps up with me, all I'm trying to do is just be a positive light. I'm trying to be a positive light in the dark tunnel. And we're getting closer to the end of that tunnel every day. And I know some people go, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Well, I hope it's not another train. I don't think it is. I'm very, very, very positive that we're going to see better days in a very short period of time. In case y'all also didn't notice on my little green screen there, it says Future AARP Centerfold. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Your grandmama going to be drooling over me one day. All right, y'all, let's get out of here. No B-side chat tonight because I really don't have anything to talk about. So, in closing, I will say use your common sense, please. God loves you. I love you. Take care of yourself. Take care of your kids. Respect our vets. And whatever you do, just be great at it. I'm Longhorn the Comedian. God bless y'all. $2.